Hey, it's me, MLB. Here is part 9 of Stuck Together. Enjoy. You struggled a little more, then finally broke free of his grasp and spun around to force him back against the wall with your wings out threateningly. "What's your deal?" you hissed at him. "What are you doing?" Hey, I'm the one being forced up against the wall on the inside of the janitor's closet, he chuckled. I should be asking you what you're doing. You jumped me. Been trying my hardest not to, since you asked me to earlier today. But a man can only take so much, he said, gently taking your wrists and slowly pushing your body off his. But I didn't like it when you... You hadn't had a chance to form a proper complaint, so you had to fumble a little bit to find your lines, but it was coming out a little too needy for your liking. I know. You made up that problem earlier to come and see me, he commented. You didn't really need to know what that guy had said. You were just trying to figure out why I'd gone cold because you didn't like it. Bingo, he was right on the money there. You pouted and looked away, which gave him your answer. His gentle chuckle caressed your ears in the darkness, making you equal parts happy and angry, since you thought that his chuckle was making fun of you. I don't think it's funny, you huffed, pulling free of his grip, but it only allowed him to use his now free arms to hug you. I've been wanting to touch you all afternoon, so I faked your boss's voice, rang a few of the other workers, posed at their bosses as well, so that it would clear half of the offices on this level, so I could launch my secret stealth cuddle attack, Hawks admitted proudly. Although you were still a little salty about how he had treated you earlier, you understood now, and the fact that he had gone to these lengths to get you alone was endearing, you had to admit. You gave him a dubious side-eye in the dark, but Hawks, being Hawks, could see you clearly and smirked. No need to be bashful now, he hummed enticingly, as he grabbed for you to pull you against him, but you swiftly avoided his grabbing hands and battled him off like the pro hero you were. Nope, you repeated each time he tried to grab you, and you evaded him. Oh, is this my punishment, is it? Hawks asked, his hands being smacked away yet again. Hold still and let me love you. Nope, you chuckled again, expertly battling his hand away. It only took him another 2 seconds to read your movements, and then he quickly put your arms in a lock and spun you around so that he could push you face first against the wall. Now, he whispered huskily in your ear, be a good girl. He slipped his leg in between yours and spread your legs apart so that his free right hand could cop a good feel of your ass and a little further in between. You would have lied to his face about it, but internally you were loving his hands on you again. There was something about Hawks and the way that he touched you that made you feel loved and special, but the euphoria was short-lived as the door was suddenly wrenched open and one of your co-workers stepped in. A second before the door opened, Hawks suddenly let you go and jumped back, turning and crouching down to a box on the lower shelf nearby. Who's in here? The co-worker asked into the darkness. Just me and Yin, Hawks called innocently. What are you doing in here with the lights off? The co-worker asked suspiciously, reaching for the lights to flick them on. Hey, don't turn the lights on, Hawks called. I found a box of film that I need for a cold case. If it gets exposed to the light, it'll ruin the pictures. Oh, sorry, the guy replied sheepishly, retracting his hand from the light switch. Hawks pretended to go back to searching in the box, and the guy, feeling awkward now, just made some excuse and then left, closing the door behind him. Well, that worked, Hawks commented slyly as he stood up and walked back to you. You are amazingly quick at lying, you replied to him, giving in quickly this time to hug him. He accepted your hug and held you close, then initiated a deep kiss, allowing you both to relax into each other's arms, something you hadn't been able to do in the last 4 hours. It was a good half hour later that you both emerged from the closet, pretending to talk about the cold case. Most workers had gone home by then, so no one was there to throw suspicious glances, although you were pretty sure that you had everyone fooled by now. And so you left work with him, soaring over the city back to his house to spend some much-needed time together between the sheets. The following week, you and Hawks had been making out in the staff room when there was a call from your boss over the loudspeaker for all heroes to attend an important meeting in the conference room. Sounds like something I'd much rather not attend, Hawks mumbled as he kissed down your neck to your chest and nibbled at your décolletage. We still have to attend, you panted, agreeing with him that you'd much rather be doing something else, but since he wasn't being the voice of reason, you needed to be. Fine, I'll be back for desserts, Hawks mumbled, finally pulling away from you. You looked down. There were light red marks across your chest from Hawks' teeth, and you gasped as you quickly turned to look in the mirror. Hawks! You marked me! You whispered in horror. He just gave you a sly smirk as he left the room, and you gave chase so that you could kick him in the ass as he trotted smartly off down the hall. "Get back here," you hissed at him, trying to hold one hand over your chest so that no one could see the marks. You followed him to the conference room, where you were joined by a number of other heroes that worked in the same building. The head boss was also there, and he greeted everybody sternly, an accusing eye being glossed over those in attendance. "It has been brought to my attention that there are staff members who are seeing each other in a romantic capacity," he stated bluntly. "You are all aware that this is forbidden. It goes directly against company rules, and if the guilty party will not step forward, then I will ask the relationship to be terminated." There was dead silence in the room, and you clutched your hand closer to your chest for fear of the marks giving you away. Hawks raised his hand, and you stiffened. "What's he doing?" you screeched internally, staring at his side profile. "Yes, Hawks?" the head boss asked. "Can I ask why the policy was changed so suddenly?" he asked calmly. "Yes, there had been a number of incidents where co-workers were acting in an inappropriate way towards one another while on duty and letting dangerous criminals get away," the boss stated with checked anger. "This does not bear well for our image, and I will not have it." Hawks just shrugged and dropped his hand, and you deadpanned a bit. "Yeah, well, I can totally see Hawks and I being one of those couples. Actually, there was that time on the stakeout, but we didn't let criminals get away. I didn't think." "Sir?" another asked from nearby. "What evidence is there that makes you think that there are co-workers seeing each other in a romantic capacity?" "You are aware that there is a hero in this room who can detect heat signatures, and you can imagine the heat readings that she has been getting in certain places around the office," the boss stated. Your heart rate skyrocketed. "Is it Hawks and I that she's been detecting? Would she be able to tell that it's us because of our wings? Do the wings show up in heat signatures?" Your mind scrambled to compile all the places that you and Hawks had been in over the last few weeks, even pulling up the positions that he had you in. And the one that you had singled out was the time that he had laid you out on the desk after work hours and had gotten between your thighs. "I don't think my wings were touching the table because I had propped myself up on my elbows so I could watch him," you thought. Well, that was a bit of the upper line of PG there. We'll just have to wait and see what happens in part 10 coming tomorrow.